Hello everyone. Let us now discuss today's LeetCode POTD problem, letter tile possibilities. We are given with have n tiles where each tile has one letter tiles I printed on it. Return the number of possible non-empty sequence of letters you can make using the letters printed on those tiles. Let us take an example A. Now, the number of tiles or the number of strings that I can make of size 1 are only 2, which is quite simple that the size of or the number of distinct characters in the given string will be the number of strings I can make with size 1. Now, what is the number of strings that I can make with 2 as my size? So I can make A A and AB and BA. So these are the characters that I can make with size of 2. But you might ask me that why cannot make a BB as a string, because there is only one B available in our string. Now, what is the number of characters, sorry, the strings which I can make with 3? I can make A, B and B, A and also ABA. But if you see, there are no two strings which are equal. I think AAB, ABA, BAA. These are the characters, sorry, the strings which I can make with size of 2. So here it is 3, here it is 3 and here it is 2. And if I sum it up, it will be 8. Now, it is quite simple to execute if you know that we only need the count and not the strings. So the first observation is we only need the count, only need the count. So no need to construct all the strings. So I'll get the count. So as I said, I cannot make a string which of size more than which is having more than one B. So every time I need the count. Every time I need the count. So firstly, A is having for 2 times and B is present for 1 time. Now imagine I have pushed 1A. Now 1A, then what are the possible ways that I can get? Like if I push back only 1A, then I have 1A remaining in my characters. These are only 1A is remaining and there is also 1B remaining. Now imagine after this I have two possibilities that I can push an A or a B. Now if I push back A, so if I push back A, then it will be A. Then it will be like A is having 0 as the count and B is having 1 as the count. Now let me go through B. Now if I push back B, A, B, here A is present for 0 times and B is also like, wait a second. I already have A and I have pushed back B. A will be the same 1 time, B will be, the remaining B will be 0. Now I have B to push back, so that I'll push back this B. Now I have left with nothing. A is for 0 times and B is also for 0 times here. Now if I push back A, B, A, here I'll get A is 0 times and B is also for 0 times. Now I have nothing to push back, so I'll stop here. But you might think where are the remaining? I only got something like here one is our string, here the second string, here the third, and here the fourth, here the fifth. But where are the remaining 3? So for that, Instead of pushing back A, if I push back B, then the count of A would be 2 and the count of B would be 0. Now I go through pushing back B and I only have A. So if I push back A, it will be A will be 1. I will decrement the count and B is already 0. As I have a character A to be pushed back, so B, A and A. Now A is occurring for 0 times, that means I am decrementing the count, and B is also for 0 times. So here I think you got the solution that I got 5 here and I got 3 here. But my recursion tree doesn't look like this because I am not searching for the string. Instead, I am searching for the result. That means this is the frequency. This is the frequency. Every time I go through this frequency for every time, and this is my count. So initially my result will be, wait a second, my result will be 0. Now I have my frequency. This is my frequency array where A is occurring for 2 times and B is occurring for only 1 time. Now here I can push back A. So I can push back A and I can also push back B. So let me, yeah, here I can push back A or I can push back B. Now if I do that, if I push back A, then the count of A will be decremented to 1 and B is the same 1. Now here A will be the same and B will be decremented by 1 and it will become 0. Now I have two possibilities here. I can push back 1 or A or B. I go through A or I can go to B. Now see here, if I push back A, if I push back A, then the count of A will be 0 and the count of B is the same 1. Here the count of A is same 1 and the count of B will be 0. Now after that I'll be pushing back only one character which is left with, it is B. There is only one possibility and here there is only one possibility which is A. Now A is 0 here and B is also 0. As I said, I'll stop my recursion here. Now A is decremented by 1 and it is 0 and B is also decremented, sorry, B is already 0. Now here I think you got 5 as your count. Here 1 is the count, here 2 is the count, here 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That means here 1 and if I add this here it is like 2, here it is like 3 and this 2 will add it to this 3 and here I'll send 5 at from 1 from I'll send 5 from A. Now let us see what happens at B. Here I have only one choice of pushing back A. So A will be decremented by 1 and it is 1 and B is for 0 times. Next I have another A which is left with, and if I push back that A and I'll be having A for 0 times and I have B for 0 times. At this moment I stop my recursion. So here it sends 5 and here it sends 3, but you might wonder how I get this answer. That means here I have the size of the string is 1 and here the count is 2. So here it is 2. Now the size is 1, the count is 2. The size is 2, the size is 3. At size 2, I go through A is my one string, AB is another string, BA is another string. So here the count is 3. Now the size is 3. That means AAB, ABA, BAA. So here the count is 3. In total it would be 8. So this is my code where I go through every frequency. Initially the frequency is unordered map or a hash map where I store the frequency of every character and I call for the recursion at the first place. And in the recursion code, it goes through every character and checks whether frequency of I is positive. That means greater than 0. Then it decrements the count of the frequency as you see here. Here I have 1 and I have decremented it to 0. And after this, I will increment my 1, sorry, I will increment this 0 to 1 so that I can do other operations. That means I can push back this from B if there are another characters. So frequency of I will be incremented after calling for recursion. If you like this video, share it to friends and do subscribe to my channel. And if you have any queries, please comment in the comment section. Thank you.